David?
Camera's on.
All set, David? All right. Good evening, folks. It's now 7 o'clock. I'd like to call the meeting of the reorganization for the Eastern Report of Education to order. Sunshine Statement. In accordance with the Open Public Meeting Act, NJSA 10:4-6, and sequential, and notification of this meeting has been provided by advertising in the Jersey Journal and posted at the Borough Clerk's office. The first item on the agenda is on the annual organization, is I'd like to read the announcement.
Excuse me, Daniel, maybe.
Flag salute,
maybe
sorry.
please do the flag.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The first thing I normally do as a matter of protocol is just announce the election results. So for the two-year seat, President Leon received 140, and there were 5 write-ins. For three-year seats, Magali Garnica received 90, Marissa Garnica received 103, and Laura Ditchkis received 92, and there were 9 write-ins. For the people that are here this evening, Marissa is still pending her fingerprinting, and that's why she's not here to be administered the oath. But once she does, her fingerprinting comes in, we'll administer the oath when she becomes aboard. Okay. So with that, I'd like to start with the oath of office, and I'm going to just do it alphabetically. So I'm going to start with Ms. Laura Ditchkis. You can read.
Okay. I, Laura Ditchkis, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey, and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same and the governments established in the United States and this state under the authority of the people. So help me God. I, Laura Ditchkis, do solemnly swear that I possess qualifications prescribed by law for the office of member of Board of Education, and that I am not disqualified as a voter pursuant to RS 19:4-1, nor disqualified due to conviction of crime or offense listed in NJS 18A:12-1, and that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly perform all the duties of that office according to the best of my ability. So help me God.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Ms. Garnica.
I, Isabel Garnica, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey, and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same and to the government established in the United States and this state, under the authority of the people. So help me God. I, Magali Garnica, do solemnly swear that I possess the qualifications prescribed by law for the office of member of a Board of Education, and that I am not disqualified as a voter pursuant to RS 19:4-1, nor disqualified due to conviction of crime or offense listed in NJS 18A:12-1, and that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly perform all the duties of that office according to the best of my ability. So help me God.
Congratulations. I believe it's Ms. Leon next.
Okay. I, Heather Leone, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey, and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same and to the governments established in the United States and this state under the authority of the people. So help me God. I, Heather Leone, do solemnly swear that I possess the qualifications prescribed by law for the office of member of Board of Education, and that I am not disqualified as a voter pursuant to RS 19:4-1, nor disqualified due to conviction of a crime or offense listed in NJS 18A:12-1, and that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly perform all the duties of that office according to the best of my ability. So help me God.
Congratulations. With that, we'll go to the roll call. Ms. Laura Ditchkus.
Here.
Ms. Lisa Ditchkus. Ms. Fernandez.
Present.
Ms. Magali Comico.
Present.
Ms. Guerrero.
Present.
Ms. Leon.
Present.
And Mr. Mancini. Here. Okay. We'll now move forward with the motion, a nomination for the board president. Do I have a motion to open up nominations?
Motion.
Second?
I'll second.
All right, Laura Ditchkus. This is to open up the nominations.
It's already open.
Hmm?
It's already open.
Oh, sorry.
That is roll call is redundant. We just-
May I have a nomination for board president?
Nominate Carla.
Nominate Carla? Do I have a second?
You need a second.
Oh, you, all right.
I have one. Could we nominate somebody or
You can keep nominating.
Nidia Guerrero.
Lydia. Do you have any other nominations? No. Do I have a motion to close the nominations?
Motion.
And a second. Okay, so what I'll do is we'll do a roll call. The first name I will do is Ms. Fernandez first. We're first doing Ms. Fernandez, so everyone's clear. Ms. Ditchkus,
What do I have to do?
yes or no to call as president.
No,
We'll do that secondly.
okay, no.
I normally, the person nominated goes to me last. Ms. Comico,
No.
Ms. Leon.
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
Mr. Mancini.
Yes.
Okay. Now I go back to the person that's the other nominee last. No, first and then call it.
Well, you have to still ask Carla how she votes.
Yes, but I'll do her, I normally do her
Yeah.
first. All right, Ms. Fernandez.
For who?
You.
Yes. You know?
And then Ms. Guerrero. All right, so we do not have a board president. I will move to,
Well, you'll have a tie, essentially.
so I normally just move to the vice president.
Unless anyone wants to nominate anyone else or go through those roll calls again.
We need the other member, right?
If there's no one picked today, the county will pick. So,
Let the county pick.
so do you want to go to vice president and then we go back to the president, see if anyone changes their votes? Okay, so vice president.
All right, may I have a motion to open up the nominations?
I'll make a motion.
May I have a second?
Second.
May I have a nomination for the vice president?
I'll make a motion for my.
Do I have to accept it?
No.
You may have it for tonight. Are there any other nominations for vice president?
Can I nominate Heather?
Thanks, Michael.
By Michael?
Were you voting for it?
All right. Are there any other nominations?
I think I'm getting very good now.
May I have a motion, may I have a motion to close the nominations?
Motion to close.
And a second to close?
Motion.
All right. I Again, we'll follow the same protocol. We'll do Michael first. And then we'll do Laura Ditches. Ms. Fernandez.
Michael, thanks. Michael.
Ms. Garnica.
Michael.
Ms. Guerrero. Ms. Leon.
Michael.
Mr. Mancini.
Heather.
Folks, we have at least our vice president.
Oh,
And
Michael,
and if I'm correct,
You're it until the count, or unless
Francis,
the
if I'm
county thinks
correct,
or somebody makes
Michael
a decision.
takes
Well,
over the
does
meeting.
Michael want it?
Well, that's such a good story.
I mean, can I deny it?
You can deny it.
But how long is the term?
1 year.
A year. And Vice President hardly does anything. The president is the one who has all the headaches.
In the absence of the
anyway.
president, you would lead the meeting in the absence of the president.
Okay, I'll take it.
All right, so Michael will.
So then
Michael, we're gonna do the ceremonial thing. We're gonna move you over to the vice presidency.
Or Michael, I shall.
Take shot. All right.
Well, before we make the moves, you want to take a shot at the board president one more time?
Vice president still sits
Oh, you're
there.
doing
Yeah,
that.
he still sits on it.
So I guess it becomes more of a question. Is anybody looking to change their vote for president?
Or we just run it again, and if it's the same, it's a tie, and we'll just record the tie. But at least we can do the roll call again, give the opportunity
I will
for.
follow your lead on this one because I've been burned once by this. Well, actually twice. So,
So would you like a motion to revisit the appointment of board president?
all right, so, motion to revisit. And basically, if everyone says no to revisiting, that means no one's changing their mind. We'll take that as to meaning that.
Yeah, you can do that to reopen the nominations for board president. If you don't get any motions, then I'll send it over to the county
All right, so I'll do the motion to revisit,
to reopen it.
and if everyone is no to that, that means they don't want to change their vote. Is that fair to do it that way?
Yeah,
So do I have a motion to open up to revisit?
Motion.
to reopen.
May I have a second? Motion. So everyone is clear. Voting yes means you wish to revisit the vote. Voting no means you do not wish to revisit the vote. Everyone's clear on that? No means stay, yes means we try another vote. All right? Laura?
No.
I apologize, Ms. Pitchers. Ms. Fernandez?
No.
Ms. Conway?
No.
Ms. Guerrero?
No.
Ms. Leon?
No.
And Mr. Mancini?
No.
Okay. So we have a vice president who will take the control of the meeting until we have the board president elected. We'll move on to the next item on the agenda is the interview of the board candidate for the vacancy that still sits with the board. So, Mr. Mancini, you have the questions in front of you. I do not know how the board wishes to proceed. They were part of the pile of things you received.
You want one? I don't know.
Just so the board and the public is aware, at the last meeting, the board did interview one candidate due to a conflict. Mother Beatrice was not available to show up, but she is here this evening. With that,
Ms. Marquez, would you like to come up?
Ms. Montes, I apologize, it's late.
Yeah, Ms. Martha.
Is there any formalities, or we can just start?
It's your meeting.
Oh, you're only a meeting, Michael.
Okay, yeah. I guess to start out, could you give a statement on why you applied to the board?
Well, I would like to continue working with the board to improve the academics of the kids, the running of our community, and to give ideas of how can we better on what is going on.
And I guess, could you provide some examples of areas that you want to improve?
Well, I think we can tackle all the areas of the academic science and see if the current curriculum that we have, the new system that we upgraded is actually working for kids. Developing those systems, analyzing all this stuff. A lot of academics are very interested for that.
And you were on the board last year, so you observed like how it worked. Is there anything in particular that you'd want to change? Or you'd want the board to switch
I
out?
have a lot of suggestions to make certain changes to improve how the board is run, how can we perform better as a team. I think there's a lot of things that we need help with the council to improve. We're all, some of us new, so we're not aware of how things that were wrong. I think we can improve a lot of things, with the guidance of the council. To better run the community, to be more aware of exactly how things work.
Does anyone else have any questions?
I don't have anything for
We
you.
do have closed session according to the attorney who has directed me to go into closed session.
The closed session will be to discuss the candidates.
Motion to go into executive at 7:17.
Motion.
A second.
All in favor? Folks, we are in the front one.
I have a motion to open the meeting.
So, reconvene at 7:23.
At 7:25.
I have 7:24, but okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we go to public comment.
So,
The comments from the public on agenda items pursuant to board policy 0167. Public comments are invited on agenda items at the Richfield Board of Education meeting. Speakers must identify themselves and limit comments to agenda-related matters or school district operations. Each speaker has a 3-minute limit, and the board may not respond to all comments. The quorum is expected, and disruptive individuals may be removed. Comments on students and employees are discouraged and won't be addressed. The board is not liable for public comment, and speakers should consider legal rights and potential responsibility for their statement. Anybody from the public wishing to come up to speak on the agenda items?
is this one just for the reorg and then there's additional?
Both of them are together.
You combine.
No public comment. It's the reorg and is one agenda.
Okay, yeah.
We see another. Go on to the reorg agenda first, and just so we're all clear, we are adding one item after the first roll call, and then we'll do the second roll call. So the purchase that we spoke about. Two separate items, all right? Item A, approval of the meeting dates and times. B, approval of the meeting location. C, approval of the official newspaper, and for those that, there's been back and forth because so many papers are no longer producing paper, digital format is being accepted, just so there's clarification in case anyone has a question about that. We have the appointment of the board attorney through the At this point in time, it's not approving the contract, it's approving the appointment. Appointment of the school auditor, appointment of insurance consultant risk manager, G is appointment of school physician, H is the appointment of architect of record, I is the appointment of the compliance officers, J is the approval of the order of business, K is the approval of the depository of school funds, L is approval of curriculum, M is approval of policies and bylaws, N is approval of federal and state fund agents for the Board of Education, O is approval of bank signatories, P is the approval of superintendent transfer authority, Q is approval of delegates and representatives, and I do not have names and do not have a board president, so I believe we should withdraw that one at this point in time until we have someone that can do it. So if everyone's okay, I'm putting the foil on that one at this point in time. And the person who's currently in the role
Unless
stays.
you want to do an interim appointment pending the board president.
I can only make a recommendation that we do need someone who is a representative of the Harrison Township, at least as an interim, because you sit on that board and make decisions on behalf of our East North students, and they do not reorganize until their main meeting. So there's an expectation that someone from East North will continue to represent our students
And
there.
that's why in the past, like, they've had that person extended until someone's
You
appointed.
can
So
appoint someone and then just amend this later on to change the appointment.
how do I get to the point, who to put on?
The board can select someone.
The vice president can select for the board, or someone, does someone want to volunteer?
What?
This is where the president gets to pick.
That's right, so I'm gonna just withdraw it at this time. Q is being withdrawn. R is the approval of code of ethics. The board has read this at so many different meetings and all, so it's just recognizing that everyone has received the code of ethics. They ask that you please read them. I'm not gonna go through them all. The board has had training and all that. Approval of parliamentary procedures, number S. T is approved and grant authorization for the following staff to request legal services or advice. This is on here, part of your budget process. There was a comment that we exceeded certain regional things, and you're supposed to have a resolution saying who's authorized to speak to the attorney. So this is just memorializing that, so that it's there. Designation of claims for the audit and prepayment authority. Number 0. B, approval of the membership with the New Jersey School Boards Association. I apologize, I didn't see this the first time, it's the Essex County.
Oh. It's Hudson County.
I'm sorry, you're right, it's Hudson County. Right.
The Oregon does not.
Approval of the uniform minimum chart of accounts. Are there any questions on the reorganization consent agenda? I'm sorry, I should open up. Oh, do I have a motion? And second, I believe that was Mr. Rivera. Any discussion on the items, and in mind that we withdrew the one? None, roll call. Ms. Ditkus,
Yes.
Ms. Fernandez,
Yes.
Ms. Garnica.
Yes.
Ms. Guerrero,
Yes.
Ms. Leon.
Yes.
And Mr. Mason. Yes. Okay, so at this point, in executive session, the board agreed to come out and they are gonna do a roll call vote on on appointing someone to fill the vacancy on the Board of Education. We had 2 candidates, one was interviewed at the last meeting, one was interviewed at this meeting. And I apologize First person that we're gonna do is Ms. Martinez. Do I have a motion to appoint Ms. Martinez to fill the vacancy of the Board of Education? And please be mindful, you have to be voting yes in order to make a motion in a second. So. We
Motion
can't-
to appoint or motion to vote?
This is a motion to-
bring it to the floor.
Oh, motion. Sorry, your word.
So, and again, the reason is that you can't make a motion for something and then vote against it. Is my understanding.
I don't think that's the case.
Okay.
It's the motion just to bring it to the floor.
I just, again, here's people telling you certain things, so. And do I have a second for Ms. Martinez?
Second.
So voting yes is a vote to have Ms. Martinez fill the vacancy. So we're clear. Ms. Pittsburgh.
No.
Ms. Fernandez.
No.
Ms. Conica.
Yes.
Ms. Guerrero.
Yes.
Ms. Leon.
Yes.
Mr. Mancini.
No.
Motion does not pass. We will now have a roll call vote for Ms. Martez.
Need a motion to bring it on the floor?
Do I have a motion?
Motion. Second.
Second by Ms. Fernandez. Again, voting yes is to appoint Ms. Martez. Ms. Ditches.
Yes.
Ms. Fernandez.
Yes.
Ms. Garner.
No.
Ms. Guerrero.
No.
Sorry, no?
No.
Ms. Leon.
No.
Mr. Mancini.
Yes.
Okay. If we vote on that also, that doesn't pass.
So this means it just goes to the county, for the county to appoint.
All right, with that now taken care of, we will move to the superintendent's report.
I'll start with this. We had one investigation conducted, and of that investigation, two. One was found. One was founded, one was unfounded. One investigation where one was founded and one was unfounded. That's all I can say. Superintendent's report. We are very thankful to the Harrison School District. As you know, during the month of December, they suffered a very tragic loss of one of their staff members. And we sent our heartfelt condolences to the entire Harrison School District and community. Even with that, we initiated a phone call to the superintendent asking if they felt it was appropriate for us to cancel a holiday concert. And they actually felt that we should go on with the show. With that being said, we're very grateful to them for allowing us to use their space during such a difficult time. And we thank our music director, Mr. C, for all of his efforts in putting on a fantastic winter concert where not only we saw children singing choral, but for the first time in East Newark, we've had a full band performance. And so I'm grateful to the entire staff and to Mr. C's efforts in putting that holiday concert together. Progress report for the second market period opened on December 13th. We urge parents to open up the Genesis portal to review their children's progress reports. On December 18th, we thank the East Newark Borough and the Fire Department for always coming to the children and helping us put together our Santa's visit. And we also thank Santa Claus and Mrs. Claus for always coming out every year with their band of elves and making it a merry day for our children here in East Newark. Students came down and took a picture and were given candy canes. We also had a candy cane sale and made $234, which will be deposited in the students' activities, which was deposited in the students' activities account. Students of the month for the month of December have been publicized in our Class Dojo page, and they received a pizza party and certificates. The Leadership Council also spread the school with holiday cheer and made goodie bags for their staff members and placed them in their mailboxes. And it was very well received by the staff, and we're very grateful. We also thank all the parents who participated in our holiday activities and events, and even the teachers who dressed up during Spirit Week. We have some construction updates. Amelia will give you some updates on the facade. I can tell you that if you look around, our building now has brand new doors that have all been replaced with this newest doors that meet security standards for schools. So we're grateful to have those. Window shades were also replaced in classrooms that needed them. What was one more? We're waiting for the security things for the doors of the new, doors. Yeah, we're putting like covers for when we have lockdown drills and when we have shelter. That if we need to cover these windows, they'll be covered through a magnetized system. And the outside facade.
We'll get to that when we get to the agenda.
When we get to the agenda. Okay. We are having breakfast with a superhero on January 17th. We are sending out paperwork for the parents to let us know whether they can join their child on that date. On January 20th, there is no school in commemoration of Dr. Martin Luther King's birthday. And the end of the marking period is coming up very quickly on January 27th. Please make sure that all students have their assignments in for their teachers by that date, and parents' report cards will be available a week after. Any questions on the superintendent's report? There's one item that happened very quickly after my report was already written and submitted to the board. Tonight's agenda you will see, and it's going to come up, so if you have any questions, I'll take them now during the time that I have to speak with you, is that we are considering, and it's on the agenda tonight, to split the third grade classroom. We find it to be necessary at this point. That classroom has always been split. We were hoping that this year we would be able to continue to bring the children together and form a class. We are finding that we need to have the classroom separated once again. So we're asking the board to approve the opening of another second grade class, a second third grade classroom. Any questions on that?
Do you have a space to split?
So what we've always done when we've needed to do that is that we take the space over here, we put 10 children here, and that classroom will end up with 14, and if more children come throughout the year, it will feed into that bigger classroom. But this classroom stays with 10. And 10 children fit perfectly. That's the way we've always done it, to be honest. That classroom supposed to be in there before.
Just this door.
Both rooms become a classroom. Any questions?
Item C is approval of student safety data system report. Any questions on item number 9? Okay, we'll move on to support services. Item A is nursing report. Any questions on that? Going to finance. We have the minutes, December 10th. You have two different bill lists on approving the payment for the doors in that regard. And then you have your regular bill list. You have your bill list for the health benefits and payroll. You have your monthly budget transfers. You have the board secretary's report, item F, and treasurer's report. G is approval of out-of-district tuition agreement. H is approval of change order number 1 for the exterior mixing. So I'll try to make this as simple as I can. Basically, what transpired is you have a building built in 1896. You have 130 years of build-up. Our contractor, part of his bid specifications, was required to clean the building. As he has now cleaned the building, He used various different cleaning solutions and all. The discolorization of the building really stood out. So in regards to moving the project forward and having it as closely as possible restored to the original beauty, we authorized them through the change order allowance to do the southern exposure. So they did a portion of the building as an allowance deduction. After we saw how well it looked, we then decided to, let's authorize them to do the whole building so that they're putting a coating on the brick. That's the piece that you're authorizing the change order. That was not part of the original bid specification. Is a coating, I was told, we are not to call it a paint because it's not, it's a coating. All of the masonry work or the cement work that you see is part of the original bid. Replacement of the terracotta that occurred in that area was part of the base bid. I will share that in the bid specification, there is already an allowance to replace, I apologize, 250 pieces of terracotta. We are going to evaluate that as we progress through the building. So there may be another change order coming if we exceed 250 pieces of terracotta. So I'm letting the board know now. Until we get to that point is really when we're going to notice. But for this evening, the change order is strictly approving the coating on the current brick so that as it goes through, you have a more uniform look to your building. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that in the end, there may be some bleeding. I'll call it bleeding because some of the original brickwork from over 130 years may not be totally covered. And we've really, the consultants, Dr. Begoli and I, we looked at it. That may still keep the character of the building instead of what we can call a painting of it. Again, almost guaranteed.
And they did a test for me where I could see different.
Yeah.
So not all of them were coated. I wanted to see what variation would look like, if some were and some weren't. It actually looks good. It looks like it's still an older building, but not coated over completely.
And that's why we sent the pictures. We asked the board members to look at the southern elevation because it was the most prominent that we can show you. Again, collectively, we all believe it's the right solution for the building to give it the look that it deserves.
And the thing is that they couldn't take out the black. I think the man, when he spoke to me, told me that at some point someone may have power washed and put something on the brick
Yes.
that makes it look black, and they can't take it off. So those black stains will stay there. They tried every abrasive they could to get those black stains, but they believe there's a coating here that's causing the black stains.
Does everyone understand the change?
I guess my only question is how often will it have to be recoated?
It's a stain on the brick.
So it's more or less a permanent. Right, and that's
Is
why.
this like a 5-year thing? That,
No,
this
they
is
were
pretty
saying
expensive.
this is more of the best permanent solution. And that's why they're calling it a coating and not a paint.
Okay.
Because the paint is kind of something you have to redo, the coating is.
I don't want to spend any more money on that. And they said it was more like a stain on the brick.
Okay, so again, any other questions? No. Approval of policy first readings. They're all listed. Any questions on finance and operations? We'll move on to curriculum and instruction. You have approval of the second, third grade classroom. Any questions on item 12? 13, personnel. Staff attendance report. Approval of Wanda Torres for the school program. Approval of the transfer of Alexandra Olympia, and that is the one related to the new classroom. Any questions on personnel? All right. We have a motion to approve the consent agenda. Second? Roll call. Ms. Ditchkus?
Yes.
Ms. Menendez?
Yes.
Ms. Conica?
Yes.
Ms. Guerrero.
Yes.
Ms. Rio. Mr. Mancini.
Yes.
All right. On to old business. Any old business of the board? Any new business of the board? Any board comments? All right. Public comment in question. Comments from the public pursuant to board policy 0167. Public comments are invited at the East Newark Board of Education meeting. Speakers must identify themselves. Each speaker has a 3-minute limit. The board may not respond to all comments. Quorum is expected, and disruptive individuals may be removed. Comments on students and employees are discouraged and won't be addressed. The board is not liable for public comments, and speakers should consider legal rights and potential responsibility for this statement. Anybody from the public wish to come forward to speak on any matters of the board? Seeing none. Motion to adjourn at 7:48. All in favor? Thank you, everyone. Have a good evening.
Thank you.